Today I'm going to be redrawing some Draw This In Your Style drawings from Instagram. So I went on Instagram and had a little bit of a search around under the hashtag drawthisinyourstyle and picked out some beautiful drawings from artists and tried to recreate them in my style. So I picked out 3 artworks to redraw in this video, and all of the Instagram accounts of these artists will be linked in the description. So all the credit for the original drawings goes to them. So the first drawing I picked out is super cute. It's by the artist Kirisachi. I hope I'm saying that right. But their artwork is absolutely beautiful and really adorable. And this drawing in particular I thought was really, really cute. And I really liked the colour scheme. So that's why I picked this one out to draw first. So for quite a while now I've been seeing a lot of drawings on Instagram under Draw This In Your Style, whether it be people creating original drawings for other people to draw in their style, or whether it be people drawing other people's drawings in their style, but either way I've been seeing this hashtag around a lot, and I've even done a couple of Draw This In Your Style drawings in the past, so I thought it'd be really fun to film a couple of them and put them together for a little video. So yeah, I really like Draw This In Your Style challenges. I think it really challenges you to really think about what your style even is and how you can recreate an image in a way that you would draw it. It's a really unique way of creating artwork. It almost does some of the work for you because the artwork is already there for your reference, so you don't really need to pick out a colour scheme or think about what character you want to draw. You just really get to focus in on what your style is and how you would recreate something in your style. I think it's brilliant practice for coming up with your own ideas. I think drawing anything really sparks that creativity for you to come up with your own unique ideas. So this first artwork I picked out I thought was super cute. I really liked the colour scheme. I really liked that all of the colours went so well together, and the fact that there are little elements that really match each other. So even the little blush on the face and the colour of the eyes I think is just a slightly different tone than the hair, but they really match. It's all very sort of orangey and pinky toned. And of course those little bunnies are adorable. So in my drawing of this, I decided to change the hands a little bit. I didn't want to change the overall look of the image too much, the overall silhouette, so I kept kind of the middle of the body and the hair the same. I did slightly change the shapes and change the pose slightly, but I just wanted to keep that overall silhouette looking very similar. So with the one hand that's down by her side, I decided I wanted her to be sort of holding on to the bottom of her cardigan and sort of pulling it down a little bit just to add something on that one side, because in the original it's kind of chopped off at the waist, and I quite like to do more of a full body or like a 3/4. That's just generally what I draw. And then I kept the other hand up holding her hair. I just changed the position of the hand a little bit. And of course the face I changed. The original is adorable and I really like the eyes and the amount of detail that's put into them, but I just don't draw eyes like that. I sort of tried to keep the eyes quite big because again I didn't want that kind of overall silhouette and the overall look of the image to be completely different, but I drew them a little bit more in my style, and I definitely changed the nose and the mouth as well because I draw noses and mouths quite different to the original artist. I think that little anime nose is super adorable in the original, and I think it looks really cute when artists draw like that, but I just don't. I really like to put a little bit more detail into the nose and make it a bit more prominent. I'm reluctant to say a bit more realistic. I really wanted to keep the hair and the outfit as similar as possible, but I just kind of redrew it in my style. I tried not to stare too much at the original. I tried to just sort of take it in and then recreate it from my brain rather than like copying it, because I feel like then it would end up a little bit too similar. I tried to pick out colours that would recreate the original as closely as possible. I didn't have the exact colours. Again, like if I was doing this digitally, I'd be able to just colour pick the colours and have it look exact, but I think There is a sort of charm in trying to pick out colours as similar as possible from my collection of markers, so I tried my best, and I think I came up with a good colour scheme to colour mine with. I apologise if the lighting in this video changes a lot or if it looks a bit weird. It's been really overcast for the past couple of days, and today it really just tipped it down with rain like all day, so I'm really sorry if the lighting in this video is really bad. I'm going to try and fix it in editing, but I'm really not sure if I'm going to be able to, so hopefully it doesn't look too terrible. So the second Draw This In Your Style drawing that I chose was by the Instagram user Toasty Milk. I thought that this character was really adorable and a really interesting character design. So the first thing that I noticed about this drawing was its colour palette. It's got a really pretty colour palette, all the colours go really well together. And the colour palette's a little bit limited, so there isn't too much going on. And this character has lots of long flowing hair, which I thought was really cute, and I thought the roses were adorable. And also I thought it was really interesting the way that this little character has almost like liquid in her hair. That sounds a little strange, but it's so cute and really well done. So I think this character is based on like a boba drink, because there's a little boba balls in there and the ice at the top, and then a little bit of a line where the liquid comes up to. I just thought this was really cute, and I really wanted to try and draw it for myself. So I started to sketch it out, and as I was sketching, I wasn't really 100% sure at first what I wanted the overall image to look like. I didn't really have an idea of the composition or anything like that. I just sort of started putting lines down on the page, and just sort of saw where it took me. As I was drawing this for myself, I really realised how beautiful the original image is and how they've made it look so effortless, even though there's actually quite a lot of detail going on, especially with that hair. I actually have trouble drawing hair, so this was tricky, but it was also really fun to draw it kind of swirling around. I think in the end, when I'd finished, the hair didn't quite look as flowing and fluid as I would have liked it to. Hair is something that I've really got to practice more on, because I really enjoy drawing hair, but it always ends up coming out different to how I imagined it, and not looking quite as fluid. I think it's to do with the way that I ink things. My inking is a little bit stiff, and I've been trying to work on that for a while, so I think I just need more practice. Overall, I'm not disappointed with how my drawing ended up, but it's certainly not as good as the original. Again, to have this drawing fit in with my style, I did change a couple of the features. So the original is a little bit more of a cute chibi style, but in mine I wanted to add a little bit more detail to like the face, so I gave her more of a nose, and change the eyes a little bit. Alright, this is the colour selection that I've picked out. The one colour that I'm really not sure about is this green. So there's only a couple of little green details, mostly in just the leaves around the edges, but I don't have a green paler than this. I wish I had a paler, more pastel green, but this one's going to have to do. And I'm going to try and outline them with fine liners to kind of change the colour of them a little bit. All the other colours I'm pretty happy with. I have quite a wide selection of pink markers, so I've managed to pick out a couple of pink markers that I think really match the colours from the original. I'm also a little bit worried about the hair, that I might not be able to recreate the hair as good as it looks in the original, but I'll try my best. So I wasn't really 100% sure about how I was going to colour the hair, because the colours I had weren't really exactly like the original. I really liked how in the original drawing the hair is just a really pretty colour. I don't really know how to describe it, but I feel like the shading colours that were used in the original I didn't really have, because all of the browns I have are too dark. and all of the kind of yellowy blonde colours that I have were too pale, so I didn't really have an in-between colour. So I tried my best. I used a marker called Vanilla and then Tan to shade it, and then added a little bit of pink in too, just to kind of tie it in with the rest of the image. Even though I didn't really have the right colours for the hair, I actually still really like the way it turned out because I layered a little bit of pink on top of it. I just think it looks a little bit more cohesive with the pink going through it. I think the shading colour I used for the hair was a little bit dark. I wish I'd used a bit of a paler colour, but I didn't really have one. I could have gone in and used coloured pencils, and in the end I did actually go in and shade it a little bit more and add a little bit more detail with coloured pencils, so I sort of wish I'd have just left the hair flat coloured with that vanilla colour and added a little bit of the pink and just not shaded it with that tan colour, so that I could have gone in and shaded it predominantly with coloured pencil. For some of the final details on this drawing, I went in and just added a little bit more shading to those flowers, just adding a little bit of a darker colour to the centre of them to give them a little bit more contrast and add a little bit of depth to the petals. And then I went in with a white pen and tried to add those little ice cubes. My white pen sometimes decides not to work. It is a little bit annoying. Sometimes when I go over a line multiple times with that white pen, it kind of scratches off the original white line that I put down, so that results in it being a little bit messy. So overall, I'm a little bit disappointed with how the white little details came out, like those ice cubes. I feel like they're not really as legible as they look in the original drawing. But actually overall I'm pretty happy with the way that the flowers and the hair turned out. This isn't my absolute favourite drawing of mine that I've done. I feel like the original drawing looks so much better than mine. But I gave it my best shot, and you know what, this was really fun and really good practice drawing some things that I don't normally draw, like really long flowing hair and flowers and things like that. I don't normally draw things like that. So this was good practice and I really enjoyed it, and this was a really interesting character to try and recreate. So the last Draw This In Your Style artwork that I chose for this video is by Instagram user Arimore. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I'm really sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing Instagram usernames, so I hope I got all of these right. This one I picked mostly because, well, first of all, the original artwork is beautiful. This artist really has a really clear and distinct style, and it's really, really pretty, so I was really excited to recreate this one. Also, I mostly picked this one because it mostly has an overall pink theme, and as I've mentioned a couple of times, probably in this video as well, a lot of my markers are running out of ink, but I do have a lot of pink markers and quite a wide selection of pink shades. So this was an image that I thought I could actually quite accurately recreate because I have quite a range of pinks, so I definitely thought I would have enough colours to make this look really pretty. I also just really like the image overall. I think it's really cute. It is just kind of like a bust up drawing, and the other two that I've done in this video were almost a full body, probably like a 3/4, so I was excited to do one where I could add a little bit more detail into the face and hair without having to draw like an entire body. There's also not a lot going on in the background. In the original artist did add a kind of background to it, but in mine I kept it pretty simplistic, and I just wanted to kind of add the details into the face and hair, really. Again, I drew this in my style, so I changed the face a little bit from the original. Really all the elements I changed a little bit just to fit in with my style better. But it was really fun adding in all the little cute details. There are so many little cute details in this, and it was really enjoyable to draw. Again, I did my best to pick out accurate colours that sort of matched the original, but I also just picked out some colours that I thought would match and that I thought would look really cute with the colours from the image. The one colour that I was really determined to get as accurate as possible, or at the very least as pretty as possible, is that hair colour, because in the original image that hair colour is so beautiful and I just was really excited to recreate it. And then I kind of wanted to shade with more of a purpley shade, because that adds a really pretty effect in the original drawing, so I wanted to kind of recreate that as best I could. And then there are those hot pink details and elements to it that were really fun to colour. I have a couple of pink markers that are quite bright, vivid pinks, and I really love using them because they're just so pretty to look at. So in my recreation of this, I did change the position of the hand a little bit, actually the position of both of the hands a little bit, and change the pose ever so slightly. I didn't want to change it too much because I feel like the overall silhouette looks quite good in the original, so I didn't want to make it look too indistinguishable from the original version. I think that's kind of the exciting part of doing a Draw This In Your Style drawing. Just really getting to look into what your style even is and trying to recreate certain elements, maybe even elements that you wouldn't normally draw. So there are definitely some things that I included in these three drawings that I wouldn't normally draw in my own artwork at all. So it was really fun to kind of think about what that would look like in my style, or how to recreate it in a way that I was able to draw. But overall, this challenge was really fun and enjoyable. Like I said, I've done Draw This In Your Style drawings in the past, and posted them on Instagram. So that's why I wanted to make a video out of it. I just thought it would be really fun, and I'd take you through my process of how I picked the original images, what I liked about them, what I liked about these brilliant artists, and then try and recreate it in my own style and draw it to the best of my ability. Overall, I'm fairly happy with the three images that I ended up drawing. There definitely were a couple of mistakes. They weren't perfect. There were things that I would go back and do differently if I could, but overall I'm fairly pleased with them. So here are the three drawings that I ended up creating today, and I will link the original artists in the description, of course. And that's all for today's video. Goodbye.